I think you can see my screen, right? Chat. Yes. Cool. Cool. As we all know that the ability to understand, process and extract value from data is a very crucial skill in the modern world. Myself, Mohammad Arshad, I'm going to talk about how to learn and apply these skills in 2023. Right, little before that, little bit about myself. I'm Arshad. I have 17 plus years of corporate experience, and recently I've started my startup Decoding Data Science with a mission to educate individuals with the power of data skills, be it for their job or their business, because data, using data is now not an essential skill. It is a mandatory skill that is required for every professional to survive. Right, a little bit more about my story. So these things that you see, right, uh, that is required for a data science job, I have none of these. So I am not a computer engineer. I have not any formal education in mathematics and statistics. I have not been a programmer in my till my late career, and also I don't have any professional analytics degree and certification. Right, these things I don't have. Still I have learned the skills of data science through proper manner, through proper research. Right, and I believe that this the coding that is there, the maths that is there, and everything else that is there, it does not really come easy to me. It has been a very tough journey for me. I never liked programming. I was away from Java .NET even in when I had the option to do that. Right, I do not at all like coding and the logic and all those things, and it does not come easy to me. But but I learned the trick. I learned what are the things that are important, and I believe that if I can do it, then you can most definitely do it too. Right, so as you know, this is one of the common data science JDs that you see, right? A simple job that is there, and it requires a hell lot of requirements and preferred requirements, which is insane, right? The why this is happening, to be honest, that because people who are even writing these job descriptions, they also don't have any idea. They just copy it from somewhere, right? There are some softwares that are 5 years old, but they ask for experience of that particular technology for 10 years. So those things are really absurd. So never see a job description details and title, and don't get intimidated by it. Right, these are just formality, and it is these things actually demotivate people to even try, but this is not the reality. Right, the basic thing is that you have to know the foundation. So now why we are talking about data science, right? Because as you know, the future of data science is glorious until the humans stop producing any more data. The data science is going to continue, and we know that data is not never going to stop, and it is keep on going to increase as we go ahead. Correct? Why? And also it is, as you all know, data science is exciting work. There is a lot of data. Okay, it is future proof because this job will never go. Even with automation, like you have to skill up, but you will always be relevant. And also it is a lucrative, it is a highly paying job, and also it gives a lot of business growth if you use data properly. Right, as we know, there are mainly three data science career options available. Yeah, first is data engineering, the to extract the data. uh, Second is data analysts, the most used options in nowadays, which I'll talk more about. And then the data scientist, right, which is the advanced machine learning stuff that we do. But data analyst is the best entry point for people who want to enter the data science. I have talked in a lot of webinars about that, because the skills that are required here are not so much compared to data engineering and data scientist, right? So how these particular things work, the learnings that we do, as we know, there are so many things that are there, as we already saw in this job description. So many things are there in data science. How to actually the secret that I told, right, that I did not take any certification, I did not go through any formal education. The thing that I did in my whole experience is these 6-step process that I followed, right? The problems that were coming to me, the complexity, the complex problems that were coming to me, how I simplified those problems and how I made it in an intuitive way, right? Because sometimes if you see eh, about data science, about AI, you will be like lost, but you have to try to simplify it, see what is the happening, and once you understand that, how you can easily communicate it means that to your stakeholders or to your peers, whatever you have understood, whatever you are doing, you have to do the communication as well. Then you have to build the credibility with the team you're working or the business you're working with, whatever analysis you're doing, which in fact brings business value to the company, and that is going to guarantee your success. So these 6 things are really important, because if you are really working very hard in these first part, but you are not able to simplify it and communicate it, then you will not become successful in the career. So these the 6 steps are very important, and we need to give lot of attention to all these steps when you want to excel in this particular field. And this is getting more and more relevant in 2023, because people and companies want to see business value. They are not bothered if you are using a particular machine learning, SG boost or logistic regression. They don't it is not that important. What is important is, because of what you are doing, how much business value you are getting. And this so the thing that what I will talk also about, that technical skills are not only important, you need to have the soft skills also. You need to connect the dots, and you need to express what you are learning in a proper way, right? And now, how I am solving this problem, right? As a data scientist, as a data person, I am going with data. Okay, so in the I have talked to 100 plus industry experts and hiring managers, right, who are my peers or who are in this industry for a long time, and understanding their pain points, right? They are also frustrated that they are not getting the right candidates. People are applying for jobs, they have but they are not, properly, they don't have that particular profile. They're not able to answer simple questions. They don't have that attitude, so they have a lot of feedbacks about the candidates, right? As we know, many of us apply for a job with, and you have very good match, you think that you are a 100% match, but still you don't get called for that interview because of some of the mistakes that you do in your resumes, right? So those things I have talked to them myself also. I have taken 1,000 plus interviews in my 17 years career, and I have seen what is the actual difference, right, between a person who's getting hired and not hired, being called for their interview and not called for the interview. So seeing all this data, right, so all this problem that I'm trying to solve is not just intuitive based, it is data driven. Or talking to the industry experts, having my own experience with interviews, uh, giving interviews, taking interviews, right, understanding the uh, pulse. And also, while I have been in this journey for the last 1.5 years, where I am doing mentorship, and I'm running this program, and I'm helping people get their dream jobs. So I have talked to many people. I have, while this journey from the last 1.5 years, I have improved my program course for keeping the things that are really important and focusing on things that are going to get you hired. So my whole program, my whole business model is based on only one thing, that the person who is my client or my customer succeeds, right? If he succeeds, then only that is my main mission. My main aim of this academy or this particular company is for my mentees to get successful, and I am putting in my lot of effort. I am revamping my courses regularly. I am putting in things that really matter and help them grow, right? After all this, what I have created is I have created a program that bridges the gap that I was telling, right? Theoretically, I am not focused on so much theory. There are a lot of things in data science, but only few things are really important which a person should know, right? The Pareto principle, focusing on the 20% that is going to cover 80%. So this is a very important thing. This is going to give a the clear and focused learning path for, and I am focusing right now mainly in the data analyst because it is very important, and it is easy to crack compared to the others, and from there you can grow. When you become a good data analyst, if you are really interested in programming and you want to go to the data engineering side, you can do that, or you can learn the maths business side and you can become a data scientist and grow in that path, right? And this particular thing is also, this program is also having a group, a community, and how people are helping each other, and how any questions anywhere you're stuck, the mentees and I am always there to help you and cross that particular roadblock. So this is what the things that I've created. Accountability is also very important. I suggest that 6 months is the maximum. You from scratch to getting hired is that time period where you have to learn and apply your all your learnings that you are doing, because learning does not help, right? Reading, seeing videos will not help. You have to apply that as well, right? Which I'm going to talk about. So this is the basic path that is very much relevant for a data entry level job, that is the data analyst. And data analyst is, to be honest, is a very important part. Even in my current projects that I do, 80% of my work is data analyst work, and after that we do little bit of modeling, that is a data scientist type of work. But this is also very important. You have to be very good in Excel, Power BI, SQL, Python, and statistics, where you are doing the all the analysis. And after doing all these things, which you have to be good at, right? Because in interviews you are tested on these basic skills, and if you know this, you have to also be able to answer the questions that are actually matter, that you know the subject, that you have done something in that, right? And
How long we need to learn SQL?
can I'll just take the questions in the end, please, after I finish,
Sorry.
right? So please stay till the end. After that, I will take all the questions, right? So you have to be good in this. How long means everything that we are learning, we have to be good in it, right? It is everything is a until you are good, until you are able to solve complicated SQL, you need to keep learning, even if it is 3 months, 4 months, but you have to keep learning. And still, I also keep learning, right? Even after 10 years also of SQL, I keep still keep learning. So the learning never stops. If I can answer your question, after that, what we have to do is we have to do a capstone project. Applying all these skills, we have to build a project, because many of my mentees, they don't have data experience, right? So they have to put the these things what they are learned in a project. And a capstone project is a project that you will talk about in your interviews. This is the first thing that you have to do very well. It should be a unique project, and you should use all the skills. And this is the main thing that you're going to be talked about in an interview. If you have done this yourself from scratch till end, you should be able to answer everything, why you have done this, why you have used this, and everything. You have to be at the top of it, because if I take your interview, I'm going to ask you such questions that may be a trick question to know whether you have done it or you have used someone's help, right? And then after this, putting this in your profile, putting this in your resume, putting this in your GitHub, making an online. Nowadays LinkedIn is very important. LinkedIn as well as your resume is also a very different picture, which I have talked in my other webinars. A very good resume is very important, and an online profile. This is the thing. You have to do two things in parallel. One is to prepare for your interviews, prepare by doing assessments. As someone asked, right, you have to prepare to do SQL assessments. People ask SQL, it's a questions that you have to answer before do even giving the interview. You have to pass the assessments of SQL and Python, and nowadays many companies are doing that. And second, you have to prepare for your interview. But before that, you have to get called for the interview, which is another big challenge. For that, you need to have a very good profile, a resume, and also you need to, I always suggest my mentees to do internships. Even if it is free internships, do the internships, get it on your resume, so that that is also a positive thing. So nowadays, if you don't have these things on your resume, you will not be called for the interview, because of the competition that you already know, right? One particular job is in Dubai, is having more than 200 to 250 minimum applications. right? And in that only 5 or 6 are getting called, so the competition is very high. So you have to build a good resume, you have to build a good profile, right? And this is a simple path of, I have already talked a little bit about this, but you have to know your how this program works is we have a why. That what is the why is that we have to get a data analyst job in the next 6 months. This is the maximum period I'm taking. For that, I have already done all the collections, right? All the 5 main courses that are there, I have handpicked the things that are really important. Many of the courses, they teach Python for 20 hours, SQL for 20 hours, but I have reduced the videos and I've only kept important things for 3 to 4 hours maximum, right? Which is really important. You have to know all those things. You have to start absorbing and applying it and then putting it in your project, right? And also, the bonus tip is you have to share your knowledge. Whatever you are learning, try to share it on LinkedIn. So that is also one thing how you can build credibility and also learn. Because one thing, as I told you earlier, is this part, right? Communication. This is very important, how the technical thing that you're learning, you can simplify it and communicate it to the third party. Because a business guy, right, will not understand what is left join, or what is functions in Python, or what is p value. You have to explain them in a very simple English by giving simple examples. So this part you can do, and this will also help you to make you understand. So what I have told, right, if you also understand why I tell simplify, because if there is a complex thing that you are learning, you if you don't simplify it, you will not, your brain will not able to retain it, right? You have been spending so much time in learning mathematics, right? Addition, subtraction, and all those things. Now it is there in your mind always. So similarly, these concepts that are there, you have to simplify it and you have to keep it in your mind always. You as a data science person should always know what is the difference between left join, inner join, what is the different p value, t tests, what are the different functions. You have to always remember that. If you are there in the data science field, it is like your basic building blocks, and that's why you need to spend time and make your foundation very good. The other things, right, the advanced machine learning and all those things will be built on your foundation. So nowadays what is happening, many of the people who are coming to give interviews, right, they tell that they know deep learning, they talk about CNN, computer vision, but they are not able to answer basic questions about these 5 pillars. So if you don't know basics, if you're not able to comprehend the basics, how can you understand a neural network? How can you understand the maths between neural network, the weights, the propagation, back propagation, and all those things that happen? You cannot, right? It is just they have read it somewhere and they just want to talk about it to just to show that they know. But experienced people like us can, in 2 minutes, they can come to know that how much the person knows. So, but that's why you should be good in foundation. If they ask any advanced questions, you can tell that I am still learning, but you cannot tell that I am still learning Excel, I'm still learning SQL. You cannot do that, because that is the building block. You have to know that, at least for anyone to try to even get you in, because these things, it is people expect a data analyst to know, right? And okay, so the next steps, I will just quickly before I take the questions. So after doing lot of doing this for around 5 years, I have done lot of one-to-one classes and one-to-many classes. I have done an hybrid model, right? I have put my course in my academy. I have already put the course out. As I told you, there are 5 major things that are required for you to kickstart your journey, right? Excel, Power BI, SQL, basic Python, and statistics. Even statistics, right? If you go to see statistics, there are a lot of things, maths and statistics. But for data analysts, there are few things that are there, right? Like I'll just quickly show you the things. Like if this is the portal that I will share again with you guys here. So here, when you go in statistics, so statistics and maths, there are a lot of things, but I will just make my screen big if you guys can see. So 3 things are very important. Descriptive statistics, these are the topics. I will share the link. You can go and see the curriculum that is available. Probability, it is very vast topic, but I've covered the 5 main topics that are really important. And inferential, these things are a little bit important that you should at least know. And these are not that tough. but you need to give some time to know, because this is very important for any data analyst. So see, to be honest, there are a lot of good coders available in the market, but for data analysts you need to have a good statistics knowledge. This takes time. This things takes time and little bit of hard work. And nowadays this people are missing out the statistics part. So that's why uh, statistics, there are a lot of things, but I have only kept the things that are really important for you to start building your this thing. And after that, statistics for data and scientist, right? Every machine learning algorithm that is out there in the market, right, like linear regression, logistic regression, everything has a different maths behind it, which is talked in the advanced topics. But for now, these are the things that are there. If you can see my screen, and also this information I have shared, there are the webinars that are there. There are two ways you can see the webinars. I have, this is my around seventh webinar, six webinars and one interview that I had done. Everything is there recorded and put in this particular series, right? And also the new topics that are there, like chat gpt is very much talked about how to use chat gpt, and sagemaker, this is for advanced things. And this is actually coming up, this academy is just launched 2 weeks back. Before I used to do mainly one to one, and I used to do one to many. This is a hybrid model, which I have put the main things that are there, and anyone can book a call and talk to me if they have any specific doubts and all those things, right? And thus, before I take the questions, one more thing, I have shared the link. You can just have a look if you are really interested. And also, the webinars that are there, also I have started putting on YouTube. This is the YouTube URL, and with proper chapters, like you, the ones that you want to see, like why data science analyst, why not data engineering, why Power BI, why not Tableau. All the specific questions that you guys have are mainly covered in the other ones that are other webinars that are there. And also about LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is very important, and how to grow on LinkedIn. Those things also I have talked about in the other web series. So I have given you my YouTube link as well.